G'day folks, this morning I'm going yabbying in this dam here. I'm going to be using the open top lift nets, baited with good old dry dog food. Let's go and set them up and get them in. Right, now I'm going to set my nets up here on this table. There's my dog food, the knife to cut the stocking, and I've got one bait holder, and in there's a few sinkers. Those sinkers will go in the bait stockings and that bait holder just to keep that down, because if the bait floats, it lifts the bottom of the net up too high, making it easy for the yabbies to get out. So I put that bait on the bottom just to keep that bit of a gap there so that they can't get out so easily. Kind of feel a little bit strange playing with stockings out the bush, ladies' stockings. Now I'll tell you the reason I'm doing all this on this table here. As most of you know now, I work for myself as a full-time YouTuber. Before that, I was a disability support worker for the last 8 or 9, 10 years. But before that, I was a factory worker. I spent the first 20 years of my working life in factories doing 12-hour shifts, rotating shifts, lots and lots of heavy lifting, particularly when I was younger. And I'm paying for it now. My back is absolutely stuffed. And I have good days and bad days, but today it's really sore. So it's better if I can bring the ground up to me rather than me go right down to meet the ground, if that makes sense. So I'm using a table here just because it's better for my back. And if I've got any tips at all for any of you young blokes watching, that is, respect your back and look after your back, because you only get one back, and once it's stuffed forever. Mine gives me pain on a daily basis. Right, so I've got 3 nets and 6 sinkers. These are the Robbie Alexander Signature Series bait weights that were made for me by Matt Furling and his boys. These are the biggest, heaviest ones. And you can see them sitting in there with the dog food. Now what I'll do, I've put that on the bottom of the stocking, so I'll tie a knot in. Then, for yabbies, that's probably enough. For crayfish, what I usually do is I get the stocking and double back over like that, and that gives me like double stocking. I've already done it now, so I'll leave it like that, but I don't know whether it's as necessary for yabbies to go the double. You can still smell it quite strongly through there, and that just gives it that little bit of extra tear protection, I suppose you could say. Now I'll tie that off, and that's ready to be tied into the net. Now, I've said it before, I've used Cole's home brand dog food in the past, and it was horrible. It sticks together. The Goodos are by far my favourite. Now I'll get my knife, my brown snake blade. Love this knife. I'll cut the stocking, and there's my bait pouch ready to be tied in. Now I've only got to do that for 2 because with the 3rd net, the bait just goes in that black bait holder. Right, yeah, there's my first one. Now I know when you tie these in, it cuts into the middle and makes it look like a pair of testicles. People tell me that all the time. But anyway, it works. I put the first net in now before I even start setting the second 2 nets up. That way, by the time they're set up and ready to go, it'll be time to do the impatient check on this one. Of course, there will be an impatient check. I'd check it right now if I knew I had a chance. And this is the part of the dam where I've caught the most yabbies, right here. It's always done pretty well just here. Oh, hang on, what have I got? Finally, I've got one. I've finally got one, and he's one very, very nice looking big black yabby. He's no record breaker, but he's big enough. Maybe it's just worth me giving them another run. Look out, I think we're boiling. Yeah, I love me Trangia, absolutely love the thing. Love this ARB table too. Actually done a review on this. I've done a couple of sort of videos how to use the Trangia, but I've actually done a full review on the table of all things. It folds up into a neat little sort of pack and it sits on the floor behind the seat of my car. And I've always got a table when I want one. Righto, time for my last check of the day. They're coming out now regardless. I've got a lot to do, so I've got to go home. Oh geez, I was thinking, geez, that's heavy. Now I can see why. I caught a big old turtle. Come on, buddy. No need. Phew, they stink, these things. I'll put him down there and he'll probably just swim straight off. There he goes. Oh, poo-wee. A smelly old turtle. Geez, they stink. One yabby and one turtle. Well, I won't say it's a disaster because I've had a blast and nothing's gone wrong. It's just been moderately unsuccessful so far. Right, now I found a nice quiet spot to park here out of everybody's way. Time to go fishing. G'day everyone. This evening I'm going fishing for yellowbelly. Right, now if I don't sound all that happy or all that excited, let me tell you why. I've just driven about 20 kilometres out here to Glenrowan to go fishing in this dam. According to the Victorian Fisheries Authority website, this dam has been stocked with yellowbelly. So I thought, I'll come out here, I'll bring 2 bait rods and I'll fish with bait. And then later in the evening, I'll pull one of the bait rods in and I'll cast a lure around and see if I can find one of these yellowbelly. So I've driven about 20 kilometres out here. I've walked all the way up the hill, along the bank, around to here. I've carried my esky, my bucket, all my hooks and sinkers, knife, the whole lot. I've got my 2 bait rods there ready to go. I've just got my axe and I've dug a little hole under here for my esky to sit nice and square so that I've got a nice comfortable seat. I've got my lure rod there. I've gone to put the worms on and guess what? They're still in the fridge at home. I've come all the way out here without any worms. Idiot! G'day folks, this evening I'm going lure fishing for yellowbelly and I'm just bringing my bait rods along for the ride. Right, now I don't know whether these things work as bait, but that is a millipede. Because I forgot the worms, it absolutely stinks. I'm just going to lob that out there. At least I've got a bait in the water. It's not the worms I was hoping, it's a stinky millipede, and boy does it stink. Whew. G'day folks, it's 6:30 PM. We've had a lot of rain lately and I've come down to the lower Ovens River to do a bit of bait fishing during a flush. G'day folks, I haven't been to this place for a while, but this evening it's great to be back at Lake Moodamere fishing with worms on sunset. I promise I won't put you under any pressure, Corey. G'day folks, this afternoon I'm going Murray cod fishing with Corey, and Corey has promised that we will catch lots of Murray cod. What's orange and sounds like a parrot? A carrot. Oh, you know what? I didn't film any of that. Well folks, I've just had a mishap. Corey and I have been fishing for a bit over 2 hours and I just got my first fish. It was a tiny little Murray cod on a surface lure right there. It was about 30 centimetres and it was right on cue. I just said to Corey, this is a really exciting form of fishing when they're on, and within like half a second, boof. It was only a very, very small cod, probably about 30 centimetres. And then I went to stop filming and I actually started filming. I wish I had $1 for every time I've done that, Corey. But we're on the board and it's not even sunset. Ooh, was a little one. You see that? Tiny little fish. It was the tiniest boof. What's that? Cute. Yeah. G'day folks, this evening I've paddled out onto the Campaspe River at Elmore Weir for a twilight Murray cod fishing session using surface lures. Right, now I'm starting off with this codger jointed surface lure. This is the Campaspe River. Just down that way a little bit is the Elmore Weir. The Elmore Weir, this area is the Campaspe River's version of Lake Ngambie or Lake Mulwala. It's a weir on the river that is designed to lift the water level up to gravity feed channels running off the weir. And it looks very, very fishy. It looks so pretty looking down through there. The golden hues of the sun reflecting on the water. That was a good fish too.
That was a nice cod.
It was it?
Yeah.
Oh, that looked like a good 60 centimetre or so fish.
Yeah, it felt it as well.
Oh, we're staying. We're staying. Oh, what's that? A tiny little fish just followed my lure in. G'day folks, this afternoon I'm up here at Stanley and I'm fishing for silver perch right here in Stanley Dam. Now I'm really enjoying my silver perch fishing lately. I'm new to it, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I am getting a little bit better bit by bit and I'm slowly starting to catch a few. This time I've gone down with everything, the smallest sinker the size of a pea and a tiny weeny little hook on a paternoster rig and a single Jan Juck worm. And I'm just going to flick that out there. On my second rod I've got a little bubble float with about a metre dropper to the same size hook with another single Jan Juck worm. I sit here and watch that float. I love float fishing, it's one of my favourite forms of fishing. Just watching the float, waiting for it to start bobbing up and down to bite the worm straight away. You look, whoa, still there. Missed him. Wow, been here like 10 seconds and I've already got a bite on the worms. Hey, she's playing with it. Got him. I don't know what I've got, but I've got something and I reckon it might be a trout. I've got something. It's taken me a while. It is a bloody trout. Never been so disappointed to catch a trout. He is a stocked rainbow trout. He's got an issue with his eye. Anyway, he's swallowed that, so I'm gonna break the loops. That wasn't exactly what I had planned. Break the line and let him go after dropping him in the dirt. All the best, buddy. Oh, that's just gone really slack, like something swam towards me with it maybe. Got him. What have I got? Please don't be a turtle. It's not fighting like a fish. It's a fish. Yeah, it's a bloody turtle. Pucker it. Little one. I caught one up here last year too. I don't like that. I hate when I catch turtles. Mate. Come on, buddy. This is quite a longer shank hook, this one, so we might be able to get you off okay. Just don't bite me finger. There we go. It's a very pretty turtle. There's the hook. He's a very pretty turtle. See ya, mate. Whoops, belly whacker. Off he goes. Come on, look at him go. Ah, you beauty. Oh, I got the hook out. That's always a good outcome when you can get the hook out.